Attention to orders. The President of the United States, acting upon the recommendation of the Secretary of the Air Force, has placed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, integrity, and abilities of First Lieutenant Andrew Jan G. Garcia. In view of these special qualities and his demonstrated potential to serve in the higher grade, First Lieutenant Andrew Jan G. Garcia is promoted to the permanent grade of Captain, United States Air Force, effective 24 June 2011, by order of the Secretary of the Air Force.
All right.
I think everybody, you can be seated.
Oh, yes, please see. Captain Garcia's family and friends will now remove Captain Garcia's old rank and pin on his new rank.
We had practice this morning, so we cheated.
We'll try our best.
Don't put it on backwards, okay?
Small for the extra level of difficulties. Yeah. Get the wiring. The wiring that you Yeah, grab the other way. Arch, yeah, there you go. There you go.
Go ahead, one more picture.
Thank you.
LJ, yay. Make sure you put the frogs, okay?
You have to put the frogs in until you.
Yeah, I know, maybe
Make
you
sure
use it
that
that
they're
way.
in really good.
Congratulations, huh? Okay. Great. All right.
It is symbolic at a promotion ceremony that officers reaffirm their commitment to serve their nation as members of the armed forces. Colonel Atkins will now administer the oath of office to Captain Garcia.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
Andrew Jan G. Garcia,
Having been appointed Captain of the United States Air Force,
having been appointed Captain of the United States Air Force,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I
take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation, purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. The duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest captain in the United States Air Force, Captain Andrew Jan G. Garcia.
I've been waiting for this day ever since I was a cadet. Never really thought about it during the month that I've been preparing for this day. It finally hit me until it hit me this morning that I'm pinning out captain. It's just a surreal feeling. I had everything laid out. I had thought about everything I wanted to say, but I'm finding myself very speechless with that. So I guess, first of all, I want to thank Colonel Vaughn. Colonel Vaughn's actually my first level supervisor. As you can see, he's a retired colonel. He's a GS now, government civilian. And he does my day-to-day task. He gives me my day-to-day taskings. I've learned so much from Colonel Vaughn. My short 2 years here, or 2 months.
It feels like 2 years.
My short 2 months here, he's a great mentor, just wealth of knowledge on acquisitions. And I told him, I'm not just looking into pinning on and doing this Air Force thing for a couple years, 10 years. I want to do this career. I want to do acquisitions career. I've got a strong base, and I thought that I had a strong base. And I come and talk to Mr. Vaughn, Colonel Vaughn, and I find out how little I know. So Colonel Vaughn, thank you very much. I think you've captured everything in my life for the past 10 years, starting from college to ROTC, my experience at LA Air Force Base. Thank you so much for doing that. Special thank you to Colonel Atkins, the big boss. He's what, three levels above me, I think. 4.
Don't rush.
4 levels above me.
It's all one team. It's all a big team.
And you say that, sir, but I've been in organizations where I can't even talk to the second level. I'm glad that you've got an open door policy for the most part, and I can come to you and talk about acquisitions. I know that you were at LA Air Force Base and you did a tour at the NRO.
Whoa.
So I know about what you did, even though I shouldn't. But that's something I really want to get into. Just like Colonel Vaughn, you're a wealth of knowledge, and every time I come and talk to you, I feel like, wow, I thought I knew everything. And I quickly get the hand slap from the colonel that I don't. I appreciate your time coming here today. For those not familiar with the military, colonels are our gods. When I sent out the invitation for this event, I wanted to make sure the colonel was invited, that he was free. Fortunately, he wasn't. When he found out that I was pinning on today, this is the only time he could make it, my family here, he actually moved his schedule around. So I appreciate that, sir. Wow. I've known colonels who are so busy that they even had to put a calendar event for lunch. So that just shows you how busy colonels are. Thank you, sir. And thank you to the systems engineering team, who happens to be just on this side of the I appreciate your help getting me up to speed with nuclear weapons. This is my first time being in nuclear weapons. All I did was space vehicles. And I quickly found out that, I gotta slow things down a little bit. It's not the same. We play different here. We have to play nice with our counterparts at DOE. But for the most part, it's something I could apply. I could apply my skills from LA Air Force Base, and I'm glad that you're here to help me get up to speed. Appreciate all your help, Ms. Maestas, Mr. Freya, for mentoring me and guiding me, showing me the ways of the nuclear business. So I appreciate that. Today really isn't just a ceremony for me. I think in more ways than one, you all can relate to my event. For starters, my cousin, Mark, I'm really proud of Mark. He just graduated middle school. Can you stand up? He just graduated middle school, and look how tall he is. look at this. But he's really determined, very into the Air Force. He really wants to come in and join the ranks of the officers. But he knows that he needs to work hard. He knows that he got to get through high school, college, and just dream big and work hard, and you'll get there. But whatever it is, if you decide later on you don't want to wear the blue, wear the uniform, that's up to you. No pressure, but I hope this event serves as an inspiration for you to do well. Just want you to do well in school, high school, and college. For our senior leaders, retired officers, this is a reflection of their career, I think. I'm sure sitting in the audience right now, you're looking back when you pinned on captain, double bars, and thought how much easier life was during that time. So, it's not so easy now, all right, Colonel?
It's good, I can't remember that part.
For me, it's a reflection of the journey that got me to this milestone. 4 years went by real quick. Actually, 4 years before that, I was a cadet, and I didn't think I was going to ever get through cadet ROTC status. It was almost accidental that I joined the military. Or the Air Force. I knew I wanted to join the military, but I didn't know which branch. Lucky for me, I had my brother, my father, my dad, who provided their insight, guided me like very good enlisted personnel. Fortunately, we don't work with enlisted, but for every officer, there's that enlisted that's helped guide and mold the officers to where they are, to where Colonel Atkins is and where Colonel Vaughn is. And I was looking forward to finding that mentor, and I just realized I had it all the time. I had my brother and my father. But eventually I joined the ROTC program, got through it, thank God, and commissioned. And right away I was happy being a butter bar. I was so happy I got to wear the ranks of the officers. And this day just came by just like that. Didn't really expect it, came out of the blue. But I knew I wanted to come in, serve my country. Again, I reaped the benefits of my father. Got free access to the base BX and the commissary and the pool, the bowling alley. Got free college out of it. And I thought, I needed to give back to my country. So what better way to wear the uniform? This week is the culmination of a lot of things. First and foremost is the culmination of ATSO. ORI, I was tagged, base exercises, we simulate base emergencies. But I was tagged to be one of the players, and it was a very hectic week, especially yesterday for me. But I'm glad it's done, and I'm glad my parents came here. And although it's been a hectic week, it's been very refreshing seeing my parents, my family friends, who are my parents here in New Mexico, my brother, my aunt, and Mark. Just refreshing to see them after a hard day's work. especially the four of us, my brother and my parents, never really been in the same roof for very long. Again, my dad was in the Navy, my brother's in the Army now. My mom's a businessman, a woman, so when we lived in LA, she flies back and forth to the Philippines. So we were never really in the same roof for very long. And now we're sharing my small one-bedroom apartment. And we're in the same roof for a short period of time. So I talked about my brother and my mom, my dad, and you all know my commander-in-chief is my mom, who helps bind all the services together: sailor, soldier, airman, and we don't need the Marines, but who's always ensured our safety, our health, and our education, our well-being. So thank you for all of that. For some of you probably didn't think that I was pinning on this soon. I've only been here for 2 months. I didn't really know what to expect because I was anticipating pinning on in LA prior to PCSing. Right away, I immediately thought about what are they going to think of me, what's my unit going to think of me, who's going to set up my promotion. But it all worked out, and I'm very appreciative that you all are here supporting me today. And I realized that when you're in the military, you've got family wherever you go. Not just your organization, not just your leaders, your supervisors. But fortunate for me, we met Mr. and Mrs. Centinera, who live here in Albuquerque. We met by chance. My dad works at the airport right now, and they met Mr. and Mrs. Centinera. And when they found out that, when my dad found out that they live in Albuquerque, he said, "Oh, my son's going there. My son's PCSing there. He's going to be stationed there." Right away, they took me in as one of their own, invited me to every family event, and just incorporated me in their lives. So I appreciate that. Thank you. So to summarize the last 4 years again, I really enjoyed being a lieutenant. I really enjoyed it. I can't get away that easily now with wrongdoings. I don't have that free get out of jail card anymore. I wish I could have done something bad before but I really enjoyed it. As far as the active duty life is concerned, I learned so much. Mission assurance, worked very close with a 3-star, which I never knew that could happen as a brand new second lieutenant. Worked with industry partners, JPL, and our commercial partners very closely. I don't think I would have gotten that base if I would have worked outside as a civilian. But this 4 years, very good, and I really enjoyed being a lieutenant, and I'm looking forward to my retirement in 16 years. No one's counting, so. But before I get off the stage, I want to send a special thank you to Lieutenant Boyce. Lieutenant Boyce was actually my sponsor coming here to Kirtland Air Force Base. He made sure that I came in on time. I got well ranged with the wing, in processed well. So thanks, Nate, not just for being my sponsor, but for being my narrator for my event. So round of applause for her. So, I think I'm done here with my soapbox. Boys.
Thank you for your attendance today. Please come forward and congratulate Captain Garcia and his family and join them for light refreshments afterwards. We'll have the Air Force song.
Yonder, climbing high into the sun. dies, smelling our flames from under, off with war.